Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS that rule well. Peace, love, and salutations to all the brothers out there pushing this word of sincerity and the truth. Shalom to the brothers, sisters, and children out there keeping this word of sincerity and the truth. Okay, I wanted to go into this lesson. I was watching, it was on YouTube. I was watching a YouTube short of this. Well, I might play that one first. The YouTube short. Yeah, I might play it first. The first one on the left, top left, where it was, I had seen a brother do a video on it, and it was Eve. She was speaking, and she was on this Pop the Balloon show. And basically what she was saying was she wanted a man to lead, but when he was asking her, the guy was basically asking, like, you know, if we was to go on the first date, where would you want to go? And she was basically saying wherever the guy want to go, you know, because she was trying to give a very submissive, feminine answer. And what her answer was, I would say what she said was 100% correct. That's the mindset that women's supposed to be in. But when I went to the comments, because I was actually looking to see if they actually matched, you know, or, you know, honestly, I think that this show, a lot of this be for attention. A lot of these are just actors. A lot of these people don't be taking it seriously, you know. But at the same, and people be coming on there playing. But I don't know. Sometimes it might be actually people on there really trying to be on the show, and it don't, you know, it be a real episode or whatever. But, you know, everything is so attention based that you can't tell what's real and fake anymore. But anyways, I was trying to find an episode to see if this, you know, they really matched, because I was like, you know, from what she was saying, I'm like, bro, you don't need to hear no more. Take her up there. But upon going to the comment section, everybody said you need to finish watching the episode. She still popped the balloon and then basically contradicted herself. Or basically, you know, they said she was annoying the whole show, but they took, you know, people took that part out of context. She said everything right, and they put the dramatic, you know, music on there. Well, not dramatic, but the inspiring music on the behind what she was saying, and had him, you know, saying, taking her to the front. And they said she got to the front and still popped. So, yeah, I'm gonna play that first, and then I'm gonna come back to this one. I think this was the first one, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's the first video. It's one of these. Let me see, what's the name of this one? Why did they all reject her? Okay, I see it. All right. So yeah, I'm gonna play this first video, and this fair use. I'm not using your content to make any money. This is strictly for educational purposes, bringing out biblical truths.
Do you have any questions for him?
Well, my question is, what is important to you, the most thing important to you in terms of a goal? And do you love and fear God? Do you want marriage? Do you want children? Do you already have kids? Okay. Are you fertile? I mean, there's a lot to...
Am I fertile?
See, it's a real thing.
I don't have kids. Mm-hmm. I'm not against marriage at all. I will if I find the right one, because I feel like in today's time people get married for all the wrong reasons. Mm-hmm. They get married to impress other people, or to make it seem like they're up here when really behind closed doors they down here. So for the right person, I will do that. As far as children go, if my person wants kids, that's what it is. Mm-hmm. And I'm definitely with that.
And your relationship with the Lord? Absolutely.
God-fearing man. Baptized, Christian, all of that.
What does that relationship look like?
I pray every day. Yeah, I'm a praying man, God-fearing man.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm gonna pop.
Okay.
All right. And why'd you end up popping?
I'm popping because I think you know where you stand and where you're at. I think you love your pants. So I want you to stay true to who you are. Continue being honest with who you are, because there is a woman that will love your pants down, okay? And she just won't be, you know, me. And that's okay. That's okay. But at least you were able to, you know, let me know what's up, and I got the vibe, and it's clear.
Right.
And thank you so much. I really appreciate you.
Thank you.
Seriously.
You know, is she someone that's your type?
Yeah.
And that's the spirit, because I didn't even know this was the video. I thought this was the one. This ain't even it. This let me see, where is it? This is the one that I was actually trying to play. Well, I don't even know. Now I'm seeing
What's your name?
Multiple ones.
Tim?
Tim?
Yep.
How old are you?
Let me see if I can find it.
It's Soraya. So why do you still?
It's not that one. This one. It's this one. This is the one I was actually trying to play first. But now you see she popped. Now listen to what she's finna say initially. And then you just seen the video where she popped. And Yeah, I'm gonna go into some scriptures on after in commentary.
Have your balloon unpopped?
Again,
I
fair
just
use,
wanted
fair
to
use,
hear
fair
what he had
use.
to say. I didn't want to come for you so hard, my man. I mean,
Appreciate
trying
that.
to give you a chance.
Appreciate that.
I understand, but I was
So is he someone that's your type?
Okay.
And see, here's the thing. It's not about just look at you and be like, no. Because I've experienced people that evolve. You know, you grow into things, you know, and that's a good thing, right? So that's why I'm just at least trying to hear where your mind is at.
Correct.
And if it speaks the volumes of the appearance, then it's like, that's not going to change, right? And he doesn't have any desire to change or evolve from that. So that's why I was trying to just at least hear you out, you know? Yeah, I mean, people change their hair all the time. You change your clothes every day.
Right.
So I'm trying to.
Okay. Before we get into questions, is she someone that's your type?
Yeah, and I like her mindset too. She's a pretty cool person.
I appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Know that you are a server, and I don't want to judge that, right? Because I do believe.
What's your name?
Good attraction.
I don't even think I can find the one I'm looking for.
But everything else is cool. I like the shirt. I really do.
Appreciate it.
My name's Takara and I'm 33.
All right, Takara, why'd you end up popping your balloon?
I
All right, we do have an unpopped balloon right here. Your name and age?
Do you think he will leave with a match? Comment next for part 2.
Well,
Do you have
I
kids?
don't even know where
have
it's
kids?
at, honestly. Do you have kids? I don't know where it's at. But anyways, that's the lady. Like I said, when you hear her response, it's gonna make you sound like, okay, damn, she the one. You know, she acts a rare. But again, everything is attention based. Everything is attention based. She literally said everything right to have him like, shit, let's take her to the front. And then at the end of the day, she still popped her balloon. And she's basically saying she's looking, and that's the thing. These women think that they have the option. Now, true enough, we're not saying that you supposed to just get with on anybody. Or I'm not saying that you supposed to just get with on anybody. But it's not designed for you to be out here choosing the man you're supposed to be with. Because like the woman I'm finna play on this video, this is the result of not having proper male leadership in a woman's life. And notice I said proper male leadership. I didn't say having a father, because she could have had a father. He might have been, a man. But when it's not according to the way that Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua has it set up, then you get results like this and worse. So I'm gonna play this video. I'm not gonna play the whole thing. I'm gonna skip around. And just like I said, it might seem attention based. It might be real. A lot of women actually have the mindset that this woman has, whether they tell you about it or not. A lot of women have this mindset. You know, they'll play the role and they'll pretend, but deep down inside, or rather, all it takes is just them to get comfortable, and then they show you their true colors. And this ain't all women, but it's a lot of women. It's a lot of women that's like this, but it's not all. So I'm gonna play this one. I don't know her age. This little clip doesn't tell you her age, or if it does, I didn't watch the whole thing. But obviously she's young. She's probably anywhere between 20 to 23 years old. So she's young. But I'm gonna play a little bit in the beginning and then play a little bit at the end.
He walked in smiling and had the entire lineup smiling as well until this happened.
And now, do you have like anything in particular that is like a red flag for you where you're like, no, that's a
If you're
definite
not submissive to me, I don't.
Exactly my point.
Clarify.
no? If your man is submissive,
If you're not submissive to me, I don't.
Exactly my point.
And look at my guy's face. You know, you see his face. Cause this is the mindset of a lot of women. You know, and it gets worse.
if your man
It
is
gets worse.
submissive and you're submissive, what are you submitting to if you guys are both?
That's a good question.
Yeah, and she don't seem like she know anything that she want. Like, you don't know what you want.
How old are you again?
38.
You 38? Oh, yeah. Red flag.
But it's less about being a red flag and more about being a liability.
I get it.
If I were to bring you into my life, you would be a liability. Because you're a liability, you can't add anything to my life. You can't teach me anything. You can't add any intellectual anything into my life.
Good luck with the other girls back there. You're messing up.
You see that? You see? She instantly tried to embarrass him and dismiss him because she's basically being told that you're worthless. You know, that's literally what he said. You're worthless. You can't do anything. You can't add anything. But again, like I said, it gets worse. You know, these women are crazy. You know, and then these women turn around and think that they're the prize. And furthermore, they think that they can bag any type of man on the face of the earth by their looks. You know, that's what they think. These women are delusional, and they're gonna find out the hard way. And they obviously don't consider what happened to certain women in the Bible. Think about Lot's wife. Lot's wife she wanted to hold on to what they had. You know, she'd rather stay in Sodom and Gomorrah when it was getting destroyed than actually leave. You know, that's why she looked back. She was looking back because she was remembering what they were leaving behind. They was leaving literally with nothing, and everything they had was behind, and she got destroyed for it. And a lot of women don't realize that they finna fill that role. Why you think it's in the scriptures? Remember Lot's wife. A lot of women are finna fill that role, you know, and we can't be so attached or feel sorry for them, because at the end of the day, you know, this is what they're choosing, you know, and we know 2/3 of our people gonna come back in the kingdom of heaven. So that's you know, matter of fact, I might get that scripture real quick. Remember Lot's wife. Let's get the context around it. I'm gonna get Luke 17. I'm gonna start at verse 28 in the AMP. It was the same as it was in the days of Lot. People were eating, they were drinking, they were buying, they were selling, they were planting, they were building, carrying on business as usual without regard for their sins. Just like today, people are continuing on with their lives without any regards of repentance and not paying attention to how close the return of Yahushua is and how close judgment is. That's the biggest thing. They're not aware of how close judgment is. A lot of people are not aware how close their horrible deaths are, you know? And that's why we are to hopefully you know, we hope that we be saved and we have mercy, you know, from Yahweh Ba'ashim Abashah. You know, we ain't being too confident like, oh, we know we gon', you know what I'm saying, we ain't got nothing to worry about. Like, nah, we fearful, you know? That's why we're trying to do our best and hope that the Lord have mercy on us. Verse 29, when I say fearful, I mean, I ain't saying, you know, not fearful as in we gonna submit to Esau when he come, but, you know, we fear the Lord. That's what I mean. We fear Yahweh Ba'ashim Abashah. Now, verse 29, but on the very day that Lot left Sodom, it rained fire and brimstone, burning sulfur from heaven, and destroyed them all. It will be the same on the day that the Son of Man is revealed. In our time, it says, on that day, whoever is on the housetop with his belongings in the house must not come down and go inside to take them out. And likewise, whoever is in the field must not turn back. Remember what happened to Lot's wife when she looked back. So basically, don't be trying to hold on to no possession, no life, no status, none of that stuff during that time. Because remember what happened to Lot's wife. She turned to a pillar of salt. She got destroyed on the spot. She got destroyed on the spot. Verse 33, whoever seeks to save his life and anything that's attached to it will eventually lose it through death. And whoever loses his life in this world will keep it from the consequences of sin and separation from the Most High. So, right. So going back to this, like she said, he was telling her that basically you're worthless. When he said you're a liability, he basically was saying, look, I can lose everything I built because of you. and you're not adding anything to my life, you're gonna be taken away. So you're worthless. You know, that's basically what he was saying, and she didn't like it. That's why she did. That's why she gave the response that she said. But as I said,
What started sweet turned into pure chaos.
The ball is in your court.
Am I allowed to like go a little bit right?
And that's another thing. They said the ball is in your court. These women really think the ball is in their court, and for a time it was. You know, for a time Esau had it set up. This society set up where the men was chasing women. You know, and you had to win a woman over. But them days are over. You know, that Queen of Heaven spirit, them days are over. Men are not doing it no more. And furthermore, it's even harder for a woman like this. It's damn near impossible for a woman like this to get a man of the Lord. She had to have a complete mindset change, because the men of the Lord are not going to accept just any woman. But like I said, it's going to get worse. I just had to comment on the ball is in your court, because the ball is it's in the men's court. As you can see, all men had to do was step away from the dating scene, and women going crazy.
What?
Okay. I think I got to the cause of reason why my videos keep cutting off because of space.
Go ahead and ask
But
him.
we're going to continue.
Okay, please don't think I'm immature for asking. I just really want to know how big.
You won't believe what they had to say about that question, and what happened at the end will shock you.
And you see what she talking about? You see the mindset. This is uploaded a month ago. So you see the mindset of a lot of these women. Now let me go and skip to the end, because this is where it's really pulling from. I don't really know. Well, it go through all the other people. I didn't really watch that. I was looking for the other video.
Go ahead and ask him.
But let's skip to the end.
Like, I have no complaints.
Okay, when you say that, how many? I know I'm dragging this. How many people have you done? What's your body count?
I don't know.
And she's asking a man what's his body count, and I don't know if anybody.
It's
asked
probably
her.
more than my age.
When though? Like now, or when you was younger, like my age?
Like more than my current age.
No, what I'm asking you, like, were you having a lot of sex then, or are you having a lot of sex now?
All of the above.
Stop the cap.
What are you talking about?
Because like I'm trying to figure out, when did you get the most bodies? Because like I'm really,
Yeah.
I love my body too much to just be, you know.
Well, I'm very much so. I think sexual health is really important.
Okay.
So, you know, I go to the STD clinic every 3 months. I get tested. I wear condoms. If we decide to have unprotected sex, we're going to practice some form of birth control.
Okay. Do you want babies?
No, do I want babies?
Yeah.
That's been a question that I've been asking myself for a long time.
Please
I
say
don't.
yes, because I'm starting to like you. Please. Say yes.
To be honest, with the way that the world is looking right now, I don't think so.
But you're 31.
I understand that, but there's mass shootings every other day. There's
Okay, so if we was to, you know, rock it out, could I change your mind?
I don't know, unless you go and make $1 million, maybe.
You see, this is the cycle. It's the same cycle. And then you're gonna have other women that come up. I'm pretty sure she's early 20s. You're gonna have other women that be born get older, younger women that get to their 20s, and it's gonna be the same cycle. The same cycle of not knowing how to choose them. First of all, her mind is not even right. Her mindset is completely off, completely gone. You know, she has shown not one quality of being a wife or nothing. You know, and you see the type of questions she asked. And then the guy that was trying to tell her, look, you not fit to be with me because you not adding anything to my life. She said, good luck with the other women back there. She said, cause you losing it or something like that. But then she asking this guy, what's his body count? What's his penis size? Asking him, do he want kids? There it is, you know. There it is right there.
Oh, okay. Let's have you move on up here. Let's go down over here. Oh, you'll stand on this side of me, sir. Okay.
I'm really upset at you.
Right here. Okay. So, do you have any questions you want to ask her before you decide that this is someone you want to proceed with?
Yeah. How attracted to him are you? Because this is my cousin.
Okay, wait.
I can't lose you to him. You're
Okay.
taller than me.
Look, he is very attractive. You is too. Obviously, that's why, you know. But you just more soft with me. He a little aggressive. I like it, but you aggressive. I like.
You see that? And I haven't even seen this part of the video. And the guy that was telling her she was a liability, she talking about he aggressive. Basically, he was telling her, look, you gonna have to add value to my life. You can't be worthless. She don't like that. That comes with too much responsibility. That comes with too much maturing. That comes with accountability. Women don't like that. Majority of women. You know, obviously, if a woman watched this video and it's starting to make her feel some type of way, obviously, I'm talking about you. But if it doesn't,
I like it just a little
then
soft.
she's not talking about you.
Just a little bit. You can still be aggressive with me, but not that aggressive. Okay. You gonna hurt my feelings, and I know that.
See? And then she said she looking for somebody to be submissive to her. But when they asked her if you submissive and he submissive, who gonna lead? She was like, that's a good question. But then she just said he gonna hurt her feelings. See? These women know. They know when a man is gonna hold them accountable and they have to live up to his standard. They don't like that. But it's gonna be that's why the statistics say that, you know, if the world was to go on to, if Esau's kingdom was to go on to 2030, that pretty much half the women over here in Babylon the Great would be single. It didn't even say if they were gonna be with children. Now it just said 50% of women in Babylon the Great would be single. You know, with the way it's going. I think right now it's already 40-something%.
I'm not mad at you though.
So, that's your only question for her?
Yeah. I think we can figure out the rest later.
Okay, all right. So, it's a yes for you for him? Yes for you for her?
Yeah.
We got another match!
Match or mismatch? She came in not knowing what she wanted and still got a match. Be honest. Was she being real or just too raw? Drop your thoughts below.
Okay, so that's the end of it. So, yeah, this is the mindset of these women, man. Let me get a couple scriptures. I think I know where it's at, but let me look for it. Okay, this is Sirach 26. I'm gonna get in that GNT as well. Of course, it's missing a lot of verses. This is Sirach chapter 26, verse 10. I'm gonna start at verse 9. You can tell an unfaithful wife by the bold and flirting look in her eyes. As we understand, we men understand and know this. Verse 10. If your daughter is determined to have her own way, keep a close watch on her. If you don't, she'll take advantage of any chance she gets. And you can see all them women that go on that show, that's them taking advantage of any chance they get. These women are not faithful wife material. These women are not wife material, you know? And they know this. They know this. They come with straight masculine energy. They want you to live up to their standards. And if you don't live up to, and then this is the type of stuff that gives women that idea that they have power. You know, oh, I don't like him, I'm finna pop my balloon. I don't like how short he is, because that other guy that she went and popped the balloon on, She said he was too short. You know, she said she was feeling him, but he was too short. I think he had dreads too, so obviously you can tell that that's what she into, somebody with dreads. You know, when that's not even our culture. And the Lord told us not to have long hair. And that's not that's not an Israelite hairstyle. You know? And any man that have dreads, you supposed to cut it off. But as you can see, women feel they have a sense of power, because whether they're standing in the line or whether they're the one judging the men, they can pop their balloons, or they can pop a balloon, either pop the balloon they holding or pop the balloon any man holding. That gives them a sense of power and choice. But this is not how it's supposed to be. It says if your daughter's determined to have her own way, keep a close watch on her. If you don't, she'll take advantage of any chance she gets. And we literally see this amongst our own people in our communities. It says if she is too self-willed, be on guard and don't be surprised if she disappoints you. See? She'll spread her legs anywhere for any man who wants her, just as a thirsty traveler would drink whatever water is available. And I'm going to read it in the KJV. Starting at verse 9. The whoredom of a woman may be known in her haughty looks and eyelids. If thy daughter be shameless, keep her in straitly, lest she abuse herself through overmuch liberty. Watch over an impudent eye, and marvel not if she trespass against thee. She will open her mouth as a thirsty traveler when he have found a fountain, and drink of every water near her. And it's self-explanatory. It's the same thing. She'll spread her legs and open her mouth. Well, you know what open her mouth is going into. And then it says, by every hedge will she sit down and open her quiver against every arrow. And you know what the quiver and the arrow is. You know, she gonna give it up to anybody, any and everybody. And that's the mass majority of our women. As you can see, that's what happens when women have power. Women wasn't created, and you wasn't put in a position to have that type of power, you know, or the decision of who you supposed to marry. That's not your decision to make. That's your father's decision. Let's get that. This is Sirach 7 and 25. Like I said, I'm gonna get it in both. And this is just proper order. This is how the Lord created it. Esau is the one who destroyed the order. Now this is Sirach 7 to 25 in the AMP. Starting verse 24. If you have daughters, keep them virtuous and don't be too indulgent with them. And let's get that word indulgent. Permissive. Giving them permissive, easygoing. Permissive. Easygoing. You know, being laid back, pampered, spoiling, or being soft on him. Like she said, he too aggressive. She said she like him soft. It says having or indicating a tendency to be overly generous or lenient with someone. See, or being lenient. Don't be lenient with your daughters. And that's a part of what has destroyed our communities. That's a part of what destroyed the family structure. These women been given too much liberty. But women think that they were supposed to be liberated, and then now you have a whole going into the statistics, 47% of black women are single mothers. You know, that's extremely too high. You know, and it ain't because the man, you know, he passed away. You know, a lot of it's not because the man passed away from natural causes or, you know, something that he couldn't control. Because you do have situations where a lot of these children, fathers, die in gun violence or something. But a lot of these is because the women is not with the man that they had the child with, you know? And that comes from feminism, women's liberation. That comes from all of that. You know, the order being completely destroyed. So that's why I say don't be too indulgent with them. Don't be too generous. Because then your daughter, as we read in chapter 26, she gonna go and do what she want to do and lay up with whoever she want to lay with. Women's a part of your worth and your value comes in your virginity or comes with your virginity. You're supposed to only give it up to one man, and that man is supposed to be your husband. I was at a event yesterday, and the question came up about, which it was something that, you know, people, you know, we was, I guess, you know, everybody was comfortable with each other, so they were playing little games or whatever, and it was one of those what do you mean games. It wasn't what do you mean, but it was from the creators of, I forgot the name of the game, but something came up about virginity, and one, which I don't know how true it is, but it could be possibly true. But one woman, Eve, she was in there, she said she was a virgin until she was 30, and she only had sex with one person, and that was her husband. Because she said she got married at 30, you know, or she got married. I don't know when she got married, but she ain't have sex until she was married. That's how it was supposed to be, you know. And she said she was with her parents until 30, so that's why I started making the connections. But she said she was with her parents until she was at the age of 30, and that's when she lost her virginity. So more than likely, if it's true, she gave it up to her husband after they got married. But that's how it's supposed to be. Your value comes with your virginity. And so many women have given themselves to so many men that you're literally destroying yourself. Every time you have sex with another man, you're destroying yourself even more. Women act like they don't understand that. But verse 25, when you give your daughter in marriage, you have finished a great task, but give her to a sensible man. See, it says give her to a sensible man. And that's the job of a father. And I'm getting the KJV. This is Sirach chapter 7, starting at verse 24. Hast thou daughters? Have a care of their body, and show not thyself cheerful toward them. And that, like I said, that's not saying, don't enjoy your children. It's just saying don't be too lenient with them. You got to be, because they always say you got to be more strict on the boys than the girls. But no, you got to be more strict on them girls than it is with the boys. You know? Because if a girl, moment she give herself up, that man is her husband. You know? That's why we have laws the way we do, which I'm going to get that. What is it? First, I'm gonna get this one. I think it's 21. It might be 20. Let's see. Let's see. It's a couple of them. So I'm gonna get one in Exodus, then I'm gonna get the ones in, I think it's Leviticus. Slovakia. Okay, here it is. Exodus 22 and 16. In the AMP, if a man seduces a virgin who is not betrothed and lies with her, he must pay a dowry, which is the marriage price, for her to be his wife. So if he had sex with her before she was given up, if she wasn't given to him, but she doesn't belong to anybody, he has to pay for her to be his wife. And then she has to be his wife. Verse 17, if her father absolutely refuses to give her to him, he must still pay money equivalent to the dowry of virgins. And it wasn't cheap. It wasn't cheap at all, because the Lord had these laws set up so that it wouldn't be no single mothers in the nation of Israel. That would be completely out of order, completely out of order. But these laws were set in place to keep these things from happening. What we now see in Babylon the Great America. And as you can see, it's still the father's decision to give his daughter over to the man or not. Now let's get the other one. I forgot exactly what I was putting. I'm gonna go back. I was making a point, then I forgot it. I'm gonna read this again. Maybe the Lord will come back to me. This is Sirach 7:24. Has thou daughters have a care of their body, and show not thyself cheerful toward them. So, like I said, it's saying don't be too lenient with them, because if you do, you're gonna they're gonna have that liberty to do what they want to do. You know. Now I got a different point. I can't remember the other point I was gonna make regarding this, but let's get this real quick. This is Deuteronomy 22. Okay, I'm gonna read it down. This is Deuteronomy 22:13 AMP. If a man takes a wife, so he's married, he's set to marry a woman, and goes into her, they have sex, and then scorns and hates her, and this is how it means by scorns and haters, and charges her without cause with shameful behavior, and publicly, the shameful behavior is being whorish, sleeping around with men before she was actually given over to a man, given over to somebody to be her husband, and shameful behavior, and publicly defames her and says, I took this woman, but when I approached her, I did not find in her evidence of virginity. So he's basically, if somebody brings up an accusation that this woman is not a virgin and that she was sleeping around before she was given over to a man, because a woman, she was supposed to be a virgin. Women are supposed to be virgins when they marry their husband. It says, then the young woman's father and her mother shall get and bring out the evidence of her virginity to the elders of the city at the gate where the court is held, which is the bed sheets, because the father and the mother arranges the marriage, which is the fathers. They arrange the marriage, and the father of the damsel, or the parents of the damsel, they set the area for them to have sex on, because she's supposed to bleed on the sheets, and that's proof that their daughter was a virgin when they married her off. It says, the father of the young woman shall say to the elders, I gave my daughter to this man as a wife, but he hates her, and he has turned against her. And behold, he has made baseless charges against her, saying, I did not find in your daughter the evidence of virginity, but this is the evidence of my daughter's virginity, and they shall spread out the garment before the elders of the city. It says, a blood-stained bed sheet or item of clothing from the wedding night. So that's where she first that's where she first had sex at, and that's where she loses her virginity at. And the parents keep that for evidence. Verse 18. Then the elders. Now, if this is what happens if that accusation is true. Then the Salaki, this is what happens if that accusation is false. Then the elders of the city shall take the man and reprimand him, and they shall fine him 100 shekels of silver and give it to the father of the young woman, because he publicly defamed a virgin of Israel, and she shall remain his wife, and he is not allowed to divorce her as long as he lives. So he had to pay a hefty fine, and 100, what does it say? 100 shekels of silver. That's not cheap at all. That's a healthy fine. And I might go on Google just to let me see if it can give us anything. Let's say 100 shekels of silver worth today. I just want to get to the point. Doing all this extra. It says, while today 10 pounds of silver is worth 3,500, An ancient use of silver would be worth around 624,000 today. It didn't get no direct. I don't know if those numbers are accurate. Let's see if this. Let's see. It's not giving me. Surprised AI not giving me 100 shekels of silver. Let's see, in today's time. Okay, it says 100 shekels of silver based on historical values would be worth 3,500 today. However, the actual value can vary depending on current silver prices and market conditions. It says in ancient times, shekel was a unit of weight and currency, primarily made. Okay, we ain't trying to read all of it. Value of 100 shekels. Okay, so they did it by weight. Depending on the current market value. And that's US dollars, so it's not giving me no direct. It's not giving no direct. But it says 10. Did they say 10? See, right here it says 100. But then down here it says, wrong one. But down here it says 10 shekels was 3,500. See, it says, while today 10 pounds, it say 10 pounds. Okay, 10 pounds of silver is worth 3,500. So maybe that'd be the same thing for today's time. Either way, it'll be a fine. It'll be a healthy fine. So let's go back. And they shall fine him 100 shekels of silver and give it to the father of the young woman, because he publicly defamed a virgin of Israel, and she remained his wife, and he is not allowed to divorce her as long as he lives. But if this is true, if this charge is true, that the evidence of virginity was not found in the young woman, meaning if it's true that she wasn't a virgin when he was set to marry her, and she indeed was sleeping around prior to her being married, then they shall bring her out to the doorway of her father's house, and the men of her city shall stone her to death, because she has committed a deliberate sin in Israel by playing the prostitute in her father's house. So you shall remove the evil from among you. So the Lord says, since she wants to be a hoe, kill her. You know, that's the only rightful thing to do, because that's extremely wicked for a woman to do something like that and then turn around and try to be given unto a man of Israel. Men of Israel were only set to marry virgins, not women who were already, were playing a whore. I say it like that. I ain't gonna say women that had already been with men, because obviously if she had a husband already and he passed away, she can get remarried. But women who were playing a whore, as the scriptures say. So, but like I said, parents were heavily involved in that whole ordeal, especially the father. He was the one leading it all, The man was the one marrying his daughter off and making sure that everything was in order. But you have a whole society and generations where fathers are not present. And when you do have fathers, they don't know the way that the Lord had things set up. So we have been taught to operate on Esau's system. So even if you're present, we still haven't been taught to operate on the way of the Lord. So we still learning. And this ain't to bash any sisters that's trying, or that's doing the right thing, that's changing their ways. But this is bringing awareness to the situation, because lives are literally on the line, lives are literally on the line, whether they know it or not. Let me get, I think it's Ezekiel 3. Salakia. In fact, let me just look it up real quick. Okay, it was Ezekiel 3. This is Ezekiel 3:17. Son of man, KJV, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore hear the word in my mouth and give them warning from me. When I say unto the wicked, and that wicked can be male or female, thou shalt surely die, and thou givest him not warning, nor speakest to warn the wicked from his wicked way to save his life. Again, that could be male or female. The same wicked man shall die in his iniquity, but his blood will I require at thy hand. In the AMP it said, but you will be responsible for his blood. You're going to be held responsible for his death. So if we don't do our job and telling and warning people and bringing out what's going to happen to those who don't repent, we'll be held accountable for it. Verse 19, yet if thou warn the wicked, and he turn not from his wickedness, nor from his wicked way, he shall surely die in his iniquity, but thou hast delivered thy soul. In AMP it says, but you have freed yourself from responsibility. So meaning we did our part. Now it's on you. Now it's on you. Verse 20. Again, when a righteous man doeth turn from his righteous, okay, I'll read down to it. Verse 21 is what I want, but I'll read down to it. Verse 20, again, when a righteous man doeth turn from his righteousness and commit iniquity, and I lay a stumbling block before him, he shall die, because thou hast not given him warning. He shall die in his sin, and his righteousness which he have done shall not be remembered, but his blood will I require at thy hand. So that means if you see your brother, he going off and he tripping, and you don't warn him, you don't be like, hey, bro, you going off, you tripping, and the Lord get him for it, you still gonna be held responsible for it. Nevertheless, if thou warn the righteous man that the righteous sin not, and he doeth not sin, he shall surely live because he is warned. Also, thou hast delivered thy soul. So we have a job to do. We have a responsibility of doing the work of Yahweh Ba'ashim Abashai, warning our people. So even with this video and getting into the women, because the time is literally getting crucial. It's going to be a lot of women out here on their own with no man, can't get a man, and they're going to be judged. Yahweh Ba'ashim is going to bring judgment on them, and we going to see it. I'm going to get two more scriptures and I'm going to close it out. This is Ezekiel chapter 9, verse 4. And the Lord said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. That mark is a mark of exemption from judgment. And to the others he said in my hearing, go ye after him through the city and smite. Let not your eye spare, neither have ye pity. Slay utterly old and young, both maids and little children and women. It's a lot of women that's finna be judged because of their refusal to repent. They thinking that life is going to continue on the way that they imagine that it is. It's nowhere near what they imagine. It says, but come not near any man upon whom is the mark, and begin in my sanctuary. Then he began at the ancient men which were before the house. So as you can see, the Lord is not playing. And only the men of the Lord, or the elect, Salakia, only the elect, which is still the men of the Lord, but the elect, and the elect consists of men, women, and children, but the elect are the ones who's going to be exempt from that judgment. You're going to have men exempt, and by extension, if the Lord do it, their household, because they're attached to that man. And this is Micah chapter 7, verse 10. Starting at verse 9. I will bear the indignation of the Lord, because I have sinned against him, until he plead my cause and execute judgment for me. He will bring me forth to the light, and I shall behold his righteousness. Then she that is my enemy shall see it, and shame shall cover her, which said unto me, where is the Lord thy God? Mine eyes shall behold her. Now she shall be trodden down, shall she be trodden down as the mire of the streets. So as you can see, it's going to be a lot of women being judged, and we going to see it. You know, we are going to see it. And the scriptures call her an enemy. Women with that mindset, that behavior, they are considered enemies, you know, and we going to see the outcome of it. And, you know, that's it. So on that note, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS that rule well. Peace, love, and salutations to all the brothers out there pushing this word of sincerity and the truth. Shalom to the brothers, sisters, and children out there keeping this